Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to take a look at a few simple tips to make it quicker and easier when working with images and graphic objects. The first tips I'm going to have a look at are to do with working with shapes and arrows. So I've got a simple little diagram here which I'm going to actually recreate. So first of all, let me just get rid of what I've got on this screen. Get rid of my diagram. So the first thing I need is a rectangle. So go to my Insert menu and choose Shapes. First thing I will mention, if I wanted, say, a square or a true circle, a tip when you're doing that, choose the tool that you need, and then before you draw it, hold the Shift key down on the keyboard. And by doing that, it will give you a true version. So again, if I go into Shapes, choose a circle, hold Shift, and I'm going to get a circle instead of an oval. Let me just delete that. Works for arrows as well. I actually wanted a rectangle, so let me maybe reshape this one as a starting point. I think that's about the right size. And I wanted 4 of these in total. Obviously I can copy and paste, but a slightly quicker option is to use Ctrl and D, which will duplicate. The advantage of this is that if I duplicate it once and then move it to where I need it to be, line it up, the next time I press Ctrl and D, it's going to duplicate, but also duplicate the position for me as well. So I've got my 4 boxes and I want them to be slightly different colours. I actually want to use some of the colours I've got on this diagram. So you may be aware of this as a tip. There's a tip already on the site here. But I'm going to go to Shape Fill and choose the eyedropper, which allows me to select any colour that I want. I'll repeat that for the other shapes. Again, eyedropper, let's go with that purple, and let me just finish off with the others. I can also use colours that are on different slides as well. So if I wanted one of the colours on a different slide, again you choose your eyedropper, and all you need to do when you hover over into the slide area is actually hold the left mouse button down. So if I hold the left mouse button and maybe hover over this grey colour, I'll get the colour that I need there. So I've got my shapes. I want to connect them with arrows. Quite easy to do. Go into the Insert menu, choose Shape, and choose your arrow. The key here is to make sure that you move from these little circles from one shape to the other. They're called connectors. So you go from one connector to the other, and that means now if I move my shapes around, that the arrows will stay with the shapes. Next, let's have a look at how we can align and distribute things quickly. These happen to all be aligned, but let me just move a few of them around. That'll do. So if I want to select these all, to get them in line, I can go to the Shape Format menu and under the Align button, choose how I want them aligned. I'm going to align them with the top edge. And to make sure the spacing's the same between, again it's under alignment, but this time it's the distribute, and I want mine distributed horizontally. Next, let's have a look at how we can set transparent colour for an image. So I've got an image here which is currently sort of blocking out some of the text, and if I want to take away the white background, I can set that as transparent. Select your image and then just go to the Format menu, click onto Colour, and you choose the option down here where it says Set Transparent Colour. Click on that and then you just hover your mouse over the colour you want to make transparent. So in this case the white background. And you'll see as soon as I've done that, that white background's gone and I can move that around and make it an image that isn't overlaying. If you have a slide with pictures or images on and you want to replace one of them, so I've got an image down here which I actually want to replace with the image that's on this slide. You could delete it, copy the other one, paste it in, resize it, but a slightly quicker option, if I go to the image I want and just copy it, go back to the slide I was on, choose my image, and if I right click I have an option to change the picture. You can choose things like from a file, stock images, but in my case I want the option where it says from clipboard, and that will place the new image in exactly the same position and the same size. Last thing just to have a quick look at, I've got a slide down here which is using a Smart Art. Smart Arts are great as a way of putting quick diagrams into your slides, but they are limited in what you can do. If I look on my Smart Art design options, you'll see that some areas I can add shapes to, others I can't. The add shape isn't available. An option I've got if I want to have this as completely flexible is to break it into the component parts, the different shapes. As long as you've got it selected and you're on the Smart Art design, it's actually the button right at the end where it says Convert, and you just choose Convert to Shapes. And once you do that, you'll see that each of these is an individual shape that I can play around with. So I could move one of them, I could copy one of them, and do whatever I need to once it's in its different shape components. So I hope you found those few tips useful, and thanks for watching.